2020 has managed to fuck everyone in every single way since the beginning. As soon as the clock hit midnight, everything went to shit. But you know what's been good? The Walking Dead Season 10. It's literally been sensational. In episode 13 they showed us the lineup again, and in episode 14, well, just try not to have an aneurysm when you see this, because it's so cool. Carol is placing Alpha's head on a pike like we thought she would do. This episode looks so good. In today's video, we're going to be breaking down The Walking Dead Season 10, episode 14. Look at the flowers. Of course, before we begin, make sure you subscribe or you are a Nicholas. Just subscribe, trust me. Got some Big Rick Grimes videos coming out soon, and I want you to be the first to see them. The title of this episode, of course, relating to Season 4, where Carol had to kill Lizzie, the troubled young girl who killed her sister. She told her to look at the flowers while she put her down. Of course, this scene right here takes place after Negan has given Carol Alpha's head. They go to the Whisperer's border and place Alpha's head there. The ultimate revenge. I think Carol also thinks this will stop Beta from taking any further action. Just like what the Whisperers did to them, she's just doing it back. We've killed your leader, now stop. Run away or run free. After Negan is saying to Carol, I held up my end of the bargain, now you need to hold up yours. I assume Negan's end of the bargain is freedom, or being able to walk among Alexandria as a civilian, not some worker. Don't forget the actress for Lucille was casted for Season 10, so it's likely Negan just wants to get out. And just like the comics, maybe after the Whisperer War is actually over, he's done his part. He will then go and live in solidarity and think about his wife and have some flashbacks. Don't forget, Negan still has to fight in this war. Beta's heard is coming, and it's actually his fault. So regardless of if he helped Carol or not, Daryl is going to say he has to fight. And then he will be granted an exile, and that's Daryl being nice. We see Negan return to the hut that he left Lydia in. Lydia isn't there, it's Daryl, and this time he punches Negan. And Glenn doesn't die because of it. I did speculate on whether Daryl also knew that Negan was working with Carol, because in episode 11 it did seem like there was a hint of Daryl already knowing, but this looks like he actually thinks he's done something to Carol. Negan's gonna have to explain to Daryl what he's actually doing, and then they're gonna be in a rush back to Alexandria and think that they've just won. But of course we're forgetting about Beta. In this trailer we see Beta's reaction to Alpha's death, and it's not as satanic and chaotic as I thought it would be. He just gets all glossy-eyed, I almost feel bad for him. Interestingly, he's found a new mask where it actually looks like he's patched it up. Even then, Gamma's death was pretty pointless in itself. If she went out and ripped his mask, that was something gained from that. She died and exposed him. She took away a part of his character, so her death would have meant something at least. But he's patched up his mask, so in hindsight there wasn't really a point to it. Then again, of course, the whole point of Gamma was to be that Whisperer that turned to the good side, so she didn't really need a death that meant something. It looks more patched up than anything. It's not a new mask, but I think we're seeing a lot more of a calmer reaction than I thought we'd see. There's something really eerie and unsettling about that. He's just, I'm sure we will see him break down, but like in this shot here for example, he seems really, he's enjoying this. He's upset that she's dead, but the filter is gone. It just gives him an excuse to kill. He's been waiting a long time to run this herd over to Alexandria, and it's the splitting image of Jason Voorhees and his mother. He's going to worship this head, but he's now got the power, the meaning to kill. And by the way, episode 15, you know, it's called the Water Tower. That's after this episode, and I was looking forward to the Water Tower. I've dreamt about the Water Tower, but now I don't fucking want the Water Tower. Now that we're closer and it's getting more and more real that it's gonna happen, it's still not looking good for a certain character. The odds are against him now, but it just feels like it's gonna happen. There's been so much to foreshadow it. Yeah, he's on the way to the Commonwealth. It couldn't possibly be him, could it? In this trailer we see Ezekiel say goodbye to Jerry. He is on the way with Eugene and Yumiko to the Commonwealth. They're about to run into Princess, of course, on the way to meet Stephanie. This is Charleston. Here's Eugene crying just to cheer you up a bit.
Some of you might claim that I'm foolish. After everything we just lost, I'm willing to be the fool.
Everything is saying right. Ezekiel has to be safe from the Water Tower death. He's going to the Commonwealth. He's going to be far away from the Whisperer War. If anything, it actually looks like Jerry could die. The way that they're so sad to see each other go. What's the meaning of it? But it's not like they know the Commonwealth are what they are, that they can help Ezekiel with his tumour. but the foreshadowings have been there that Ezekiel gets the water tower death. If not, it suggests Rosita will get it. And then in third place is Gabriel. I think it would be a massive shock if Ezekiel got it. All the foreshadowings on paper say that he gets it, but if he's on the way to the Commonwealth, is he exempt from that? In episode 15 it says they just meet the princess around the middle of that episode, and then in episode 16 they do return. And it would all nicely wrap up by the time it's in episode 16 to then go into this new story. In season 9, Eugene fell off a water tower, and that's actually close to Alexandria, so it would make sense if that didn't happen then, but it was foreshadowed then. Eugene getting in contact with these people with a radio would make sense if he went onto the top of the water tower to use the radio. He's the only character where we've had this experience with a water tower. The characters would go on in Eugene's honour and have this life because of Eugene. That makes sense too, but with Rosita being so much more likely, I don't think they'd both die. Either way, this water tower is so obvious to most people that something's going to happen with it. I do think there's going to be some kind of shock pulled with it. So if it's Ezekiel, with so much hope being filled within his character, and being so far away from the Whisperer War, that is a shock, and the foreshadowings itself point to that. That's the main thing with this water tower death, it's all shock and it's all fear. In the trailer for episode 15, I think we're going to be misled. They're going to show us a character on the water tower, or near it, and then they'll switch place halfway through. For example, if it's Jerry up there and Ezekiel returns, a reason for him to get up there and be the scout himself is that he's just come back. One of the final shots in the trailer is Beta on a balcony, luring and creating the herd. This could even be before any of the scenes took place in The Walking Dead. This could be how he made the herd. Or this is where he goes to gather all of them. This is the best place for him to do it. This actually looks like the western towns in Fear the Walking Dead Season 5. I don't know if that's any correlation. I strongly doubt it. But this is likely a place that Alpha knows. It's something that means something to him and her. It looks like Beta almost creates a shrine to Alpha's head here, which again reminds me of Jason Voorhees. I wouldn't be surprised if Beta starts having visions of Alpha and voices from Alpha telling him what to do to bring the herd down to them. That's why he's not as sad, because he's mad. Remember at the end of episode 13 when Judith tells Michonne through the walkie-talkie to go and find Rick, she said to Michonne the Whisperers won't be a problem anymore. Alpha can't hurt them because as far as they think, as far as they know, killing Alpha the leader was the end of the Whisperers. So until the end of episode 14, I don't think they're actually going to be ready for it. Now the synopsis for episode 15 and 16 does say they are getting ready to defend from Beta's attack, making the water tower death that much more important next episode, because that is of course the first big death. That's the person on the water tower realizing the severity of Beta's herd. It's through that character's perspective that we actually see how big it is, because we will too be caught off guard. But I want to ask you a question. What does Negan want in return from Carol for what he did? Is it just redemption, or freedom, or is there something a bit more to Negan's story to make him want to do this? Because we know it's already so much more different to the comics. Characters found out before he's been working with Carol. What's that difference for? What's that going to achieve? Where's Carol going? In the trailer she says to Negan she's not going back. She has Lydia's stick, so is she going to see Lydia? I think that's more likely. After all, she has just killed her mother. Whether she was evil or not, that is something she's going to want to talk to her about, and especially after this conversation they had at Hilltop just before the battle. Let me know what you think down below. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, then make sure you press the like button. It actually genuinely helps me out and will get this video more seen. If you did enjoy it, then make sure you check out videos that are similar to this one. Make sure you check this out to be all up to date on the Rick Grimes story and all the 3 confirmed locations of the communities within the CRM. And of course, make sure you check out my review for episode 13, Michonne's final episode. I talk about things you may have missed, things that were foreshadowed, and things that you might not have understood. Make sure you go and check it out. And of course, make sure you subscribe so that you're the first to hear about The Walking Dead and the first to see my videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.
Willing to be the fool.